You know, I recently posted my aesthetic journey as a patient and all the things I've done over the years, but I'd also like to share with you my aesthetic journey as a physician. Back in 1983, when I was a senior resident and chief resident at Tulane, the product called Zyderm, which was the very first dermal filler, was FDA approved. I actually started to learn how to use that product as a resident by starting a resident injection clinic at Tulane. I used to recruit women from my exercise club to come in and let me practice on them. I became a board certified dermatologist in 1984, and my practice from the get-go was always concentrating on aesthetics. Back then, in the 80s, all I had was alpha hydroxy acids and retin A and sunscreens, and in the office, peels, Zyderm and Zyplast, and I did a lot of dermabrasion. Dermabrasion was mechanical resurfacing of the skin. Then 10 years later, in the mid-90s, CO2 laser resurfacing came out, and I began to use that in my practice. And we used it for a number of years. But we found that that procedure was a little too aggressive for most patients to tolerate. They didn't like the downtime, the excessive healing time. So then non-ablative lasers came out and we adopted those. We were doing intense pulse light back in 1999, and we added laser hair removal and spot treatments with a 532 laser. Then in 2002, even though we had been doing Botox since 1996 in my practice, Botox became FDA approved and our Botox numbers soared. And in 2003, we got the first hyaluronic acid filler, and that was called Restylane. Back in 2004, I was part of the clinical trial to get Juvederm FDA approved. Since then, I've been involved in over 25 clinical trials for everything from Kybella to devices, many things. And it's been very interesting to learn before things get FDA approved how to use them. We then added devices that do tightening, and we got our Fraxel in 2007. Fraxel was a game changer because it was non-ablative and fractional, and we could tune it to the specific needs of each patient. That device has been the gold standard for non-ablative resurfacing ever since the early 2000s. Now what we concentrate on is advanced uses of fillers. We do fillers in off-label manner to help improve the appearance of the face in a very natural way. My signature is that of a natural result so that you look like the best version of you.